show you our old Mahr manufacturing forge. This is a forge that we're going to have to do some renovation and restoration on. It runs right now, but it's a 4-burner system. It actually has 2 main pipes that come in from the side with the feeder and the mix for the propane. They crisscross in the bottom, come up and come around up to the top and bring the heat in. The problem is one side is completely functional. The other side, which is 2 of the ports, is completely rusted out and completely unusable. It's actually going to have some refractory packed back in it. We'll put a new jet system in, get the whole thing up and running. It's something that's just kind of been sitting here. We've had it for a little over a year, got it dried out and ran it a little bit just so that we could run it with the Nazel 4B. But I've got a job coming up where we've got to do a lot of big forging, and we'll be doing it on this new hammer. Pretty big solid blocks that we'll be able to stack up in this forge, heat up a whole bunch at the same time. So we're going to go through, show you what we're going to do to get this thing functional, clean it up, make it nice, take out some of the like crappy restoration stuff that's been done on it before, and bring this thing up to snuff and really get going with it. So this is how the functional side works. It's got a plate, it's got a pipe going in. We've got a combiner that we've built that runs propane, also blows in air from the backside. I'm going to make these 2 opposite sides come together underneath and have a system that'll make that work for us. You can look down inside. It'll give you a little bit of an idea if you see the separation inside where the 2 ports come up, and then it's the opposite on the other side, but they're fed from underneath so it heats that entire back piece and then feeds up from there. Got a nice heavy door that slides in. It's got a peephole that opens for us so we can see color as inside to see how it looks. But this is our problem. So on the other side we've just got a big hole, a big gap that just rolls right in there, and that's really just not going to work at all. We plugged it off to get the thing dried out and try and run it, but it's just too big of a forge to only run from one side. One of the other problems that we have is that the weight system, the counterweights, the door, just kind of hodgepodge together. When this was brought in here, it was broken before it got here. Somebody laid it down in the back of their truck thinking that it would be a pretty easy thing to do, and they broke the casting off the back of there. It's kind of been kind of engineered just barely to work, but that's just not going to work down the road. We've got to make this thing reliable, make it functional, and get it all back together. As you can see, this is a single port going in. What I'm going to have to do here, since the plate's gone, everything's rusted out, and there must have been fire coming out of it at some point because it's really degraded the whole thing. So I'm going to take a single pipe, set it in there, pack it with mostly K-wall, and then we're going to go ahead and take refractory cement. It's 3,000 degree refractory cement. Pack it all in there so that we can put a new plate on the side, new burner system. It'll go down underneath, cross over to the other side, and that's what's going to run. Because we're going to need to be able to do something to feed this big hammer. So we've cut off this piece of pipe. This is just going to be a pipe nipple that goes in. We're going to be able to set it into the side of that forge, and then we're going to be able to pack it with refractory, get all that set up, do that castable to cast around the outside and get it solid. I'll put some Vaseline on this when I first put it in, and that's going to give me the ability to have it go in place and be able to rotate it and take it back out so that we can fit everything up for later. Click the logo to subscribe, or click the video to see more here on the Baltimore Knife and Sword channel.